Thankfully, it's hard for me to keep feeling this way when I consider who is on my side. The Lord is my help, walking with me every step I need to take on the desperate days and the long dark nights. Oh, Jesus said, He never sleeps. Thank you, Father. When I remember, He brings me peace. This time I will be sweet. And the mountain has to move. The mountain must obey the words that I speak and bow down to my faith. Because I've got work to do, and I'm gonna see it through. God showed me the way, and I'm choosing it today. The mountain has to move, the mountain must obey the words that I speak, and bow down to my faith. Because I've got work to do, and I'm gonna see it through. God showed me the way, and I'm choosing today. I have decided this time no mountain can stop me. This time I'm focused and resolute. My help is coming. My help is here in you. The Lord is my help. This time I'm trusting. I'm just finishing up something. Hold on for a second. Trust me, and believe on you, God. Your face is perfect. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's edition of Contracting Chatter. I'm your host, Luciana Turner, and we are discussing everything business and everything government contracting. Let me tell you, I had something else planned for this morning, but let me tell you, I had to switch up because I wanted to share with you an experience that I had. I'm in this um, entrepreneur next stage program. You know, I've always told you that a part of being a business owner is scaling, growing, and that includes yourself as a founder. And in the program, we as founders are in the community asking questions. And a fellow founder was asking the question around government contracting. She said she's done all the work, she's ready to become a contractor. And she said, is there anyone in the community who can help her? Now, someone had tagged me in the stream because this community is a large community of founders. So the likelihood of my seeing it on my own is low. By the time I got to the stream, there was a couple of other people who had saw it, One person referred her to the SBA. Another person told her, get certified, get all these certifications, and list off of all these, the brand name certifications. Let me tell you something. And then somebody else proceeded to try to coach her and then referred her to a friend of hers, which is where she got all this famous coaching from. Let me tell you something. A good coach doesn't give you coaching on the live platform without understanding what you're trying to do. Even coaches who do live coachings try to understand what you're trying to do. So the coaching was just blowing my mind. Secondly, how are you trying to coach someone with somebody else's information? I saw that and I was like, what? What is that? That's no, you can't coach somebody with somebody else's information. But at least she admitted that was somebody else's information. Thirdly, certifications don't do a damn thing for you in government contracting. I am just going to flat foot out say it. There is one certification you need in government contracting. I'm not even going to say need. Let me correct myself. There's only one certification you need. You should pursue in government contracting if you want to get certified, and that is the 8A. 8A. And that is the only one that have a set of contracts dedicated to it that only 8A certified companies can pursue. Other than that, the other certifications are something that somebody can check a box. You're not guaranteed anything because you have it. It's just a beautiful way for somebody to tag your business. You can scale, grow, and become a powerful contractor and never have a certification. I've met business owners who have certifications and they never got certified. And they are all minority business owners. Cut it out. It just grinds my gears to hear people keep pushing this narrative. Now, if you want to get certified, fine, but it doesn't do what people think it does. I'm gonna bring back my myth busting series because that is one of the biggest myths from the pits of hell that I wish would go away. Because instead of building systems, instead of being able to perform at an optimal level, people spend time getting certified and don't spend time developing strategy. They don't even know who they want to do business with. Who buys your stuff? Hello. Who do you want to do business with? What agency is the optimal agency for your goods or services? You don't know because you spend all your time getting certified. You're talking about putting the cart before the horse. You don't have a cart or a horse because you spent time getting certified. It grinds my gears. I don't. Your girl's on one this morning. Matter of fact, let me read a section of my book. Creating the organization, section 2 of keys to government contracting. The plan or blueprint. Creating a vision and having a plan are two different things. You got to have plan or blueprint. Go ahead. You have to create a vision. And you have to have a plan. And people think having a plan and a vision the same thing. No. Mm-mm. Your vision is what do you want it to look like? And your plan is to bring it to action. I'm going to say this again. Your vision is what do you want it to look like? That's your vision. Your plan is the steps you're going to take to bring the vision to life. People confuse the two. People think I have a vision and that's the plan. No, your vision is the dream, it's the concept. The plan are the steps. The goals is where you take the steps and put some dates to it. Does this make sense? People are using terms like they don't have definitions. That is why, and I'm gonna go here. When you run into somebody who want to keep saying it's all subjective, that's somebody who doesn't understand anything. Because very few things are subjective. Very few. And even the things that are subjective still have definitions. Hello. Let me keep reading. The vision conceptualizes each puzzle piece until the pieces form the picture. Sit down and formalize the details. In this section, we will discuss the need to create a vision. The vision needs to cover the following areas: the company, the contract types, and your leadership. Now, I'm going to go here. People don't even realize you need to visualize what type of leader you're going to be. You're just willy nilly all over the place. What kind of leader are you? Conceptualize, visualize. What type of company do you want to have? And then walk it out in reality. People think, believe that an organization of allowing everybody to do what they want to do works. Now, I want you to think you have a crisis. You've let everybody do what they want to do. How does that really work out in real life? Now you have an organization full of people doing what they want to do, and you have a real life situation with a client that needs to have something done, but everybody's doing what they want to do. You have to walk that out. You see, that's where theory. Oh Jesus, fix it. That's where theory and reality meets the road. You know, they say rubber meets the road. Yeah, that's them old cliches. But I'm gonna just go back to where I am because I'm gonna jump on a prayer call because I need to. Your girl need prayer this morning because that bothers me when people give out bad information. Um, I did a whole training. I did a whole training on certifications and the history of certifications, and I dug into the legislative history of certifications and why people fought. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna hear. You've heard probably that they fought certifications and set asides. I actually dug into the legislative history behind certifications. As you come into the room, say hello. You know how we were raised. We were raised with manners. Say hello. Grab your business bestie, grab your business partner, pull out your notebook because this is an important conversation, whether you think so or not. Sound, wise counsel is what we need. Things don't do what you think they do because you're taking advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. A certification doesn't do what you think it does. Now, I'm not saying don't get certified. I'm saying at the beginning stages, it doesn't do what you think it does. Build up your back end. I remember talking to a contracting officer
who was actually a part of a certification program. That was my first contract when I started my company. And I remember him saying, there were companies that you're all certified, they couldn't submit a bill. He couldn't pay them for their work because they couldn't submit an invoice. And my job was to get these companies, good morning, Jason, was to get these companies up and running. And these companies were resistant to the training that was free, training that the government was paying for them. They were resistant to it. And I had to ask these, and I asked them, why are you resistant? And you know what they told me? They only joined the training program because they thought they can get in front of the contracting officers to get more contracts. Hello, your contract, I didn't say this, but this is what I wanted to say, and maybe I should have said it. Your contracting officer told me they rejected your invoice 4 times last month. You need this training. And guess what? There's a federal regulation saying they can't correct your bill. So they have to reject it. And they technically can't even tell you how to fix your bill. But what they did was they bent the rule a little bit enough to get a correct enough bill to pay it. But I'm going to tell you, when that bill comes up for audit, they're going to have to get that money back. And I'm going to tell you, and the sad part about it, in the RFP, it tells you how to bill the government. You see, this is how silly it is. I have a whole class called Decoding RFP. And I walk through how to read the RFP. So while you're waiting for the answer, you can actually set up how to bill the government for the money that you're working for. But people only want to talk about the fluff. Everybody wants the multi-million dollars, but you don't want to do the back end work. I don't have a lot of likes on this live, and that's okay because people don't like the truth. If I was on here, because I'm live on TikTok, this is where this comment is coming from. If I was on here being messy, talking about somebody else's stuff, then I would have a whole lot of likes and a whole lot of gifts. But because I'm telling somebody how to build and sustain and grow their businesses, I don't have a whole lot of likes and I don't have a whole lot of gifts. And I don't have a whole lot of subscriptions. And then we wonder why businesses struggle and there's an 85% failure rates for businesses. I don't get it. And then we sit on lives talking about why the community isn't growing. This is why. My live should have just as many people on it as all these messy lives do. You want to build community, but you don't want to be on a live telling you how to build a community. You build community through stable businesses that employ people, that stabilizes the families so that the families can grow. Hello, you see, this is how you stabilize communities, but that's another conversation for another day. Let me keep going because I need a prayer call. I need to be on a prayer call in 10 minutes. I'm going to keep rolling here. So I have on my podcast, I did an episode called The Difference Between a Mentor, a Coach, and a Consultant. And I think I'm going to revisit that conversation. My podcast is called LT&A Contractor Conversations. It's streaming on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube podcast. Go check out multiple episodes. It will help you reframe, reshape your mindset, your business. It will stabilize. I am beginning a subscription service for $97 a month. You can join Sustaina Core. Sustaina Core comes with multiple trainings on business systems and government contracting systems. Now, if you're not into government contracting, you can skip that. But there's several things on business systems. We're talking about accounting. We're talking about branding. We're just talking about taxes. We're just talking about all the things that you need for that. And it includes a monthly Q&A session. There's a newsletter involved. I bring in guests. There's a monthly book that comes with it. When I host trainings, where I charge for trainings, because a lot of my trainings have a paywall to it, you're in the subscription model. You're automatically included in the trainings because you already paid the $97 a month, so I won't charge you twice. Hello. So get involved. You want to scale and grow? Join Sustainacore. It's time to walk and be in that model. Sustainacore also includes that government contracting piece. There's part of Sustainacore, a new level or another level in Sustainacore that's going to separate those who are contracting intensive. Excuse me, I'm choking. Contracting intensive, but we're going to talk about that in another live. But it's just time to take this thing to a new level. In May, I am holding a live where I'm talking about the benefits of government contracting. Now, there is a VIP option. I know on TikTok you don't see the VIP option. I need to adjust that. The VIP option is behind a paywall. After I do the general live, those in VIP, we're going to implement some things that I do. We're going to implement some things that I'm talking about in the free version. That's why it's behind a paywall. And now I'm going to use this new system that I have. So I'm going to stream through the new system. And then those who are invited in the studio get to do the Q&A are only going to come through the studio. And those in the studio, we're then going to stop streaming and then go straight into Q&A. So that's going to be fun. So I'm going to put out a link for the VIP session, and everybody else, I'm going to put up the registration today after the prayer call, which is in 7 minutes. So, yes, but keep it short. Certifications don't do what you think it's going to do. Now, if you want to get certified and spin the wheel and spend the time with getting all these certifications, okay, cool. You want to get certified in every state? Okay, fine. That's fine. Do it. I'm telling you, you could just spend the time tightening your business. You can spend the time doing what you need to do to optimize your systems, and that will make a bigger impact than getting all these certifications. The one certification every government contractor who really wants to get certified needs to have is the 8A. And even that one, you need to have a strategy before you get it. And period, point blank in a discussion. Stop taking advice from people who are not specialists. And you know how they're not a specialist? Because the first thing I did when I responded to her was, one, I asked her, what are you trying to do? Two, I have some resources for you. Check out my site. And three, book a session. We can build out a strategy. How do you coach or consult with somebody you don't even know what they're trying to do? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. So I'm gonna close out this morning's session with this. I'm gonna reading from a segment of Keys to Government Contracting. Stages in contracting. One of the keys in contracting success is knowing there is more to contracting than pursuing and responding to a proposal. Understanding the stages and phases of contracting helps contractors plan and prepare. However, we are keeping the conversation and description simple for this book. Now, I actually lifted stages of contracting out of keys and made it its own separate book and a training. But there are stages and phases to government contracting. So, with that, I'm closing down this morning's Keys to Contracting Chatter. Join me tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next installment of Contracting Chatter. I am your host, Luciana Turner. And if you have any questions for me, DM me. My DMs are open. I'm telling you now, I have already deleted some DMs because they was ridiculous. If you have any questions, you can DM me. If you wish to work with me, it's in my descriptions on all of my platforms, ltacg.as.me. You can book a session. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And have an amazing, amazing day.